Okay, so welcome everyone to our lesson. Today we are in 12B, page 144. So the unexplored earth. So we can see, if we remember, the theme for this week is all about the earth. So each week we do a unit, and this week we're in unit 12 and we're looking at part B, the unexplored earth. So before we hear a listening exercise, I wanted to ask you guys, which place would you like to visit on earth? So which place would you like? So when we say would, it's an imagined situation. So maybe it's a place that you haven't been to before. So for example, I would like to visit the Netherlands. So I'd love to see the Northern Lights. I think that would be an amazing experience. It's an experience I haven't done before. So what place on this earth would you like to see? Where would you like to go, Roxana? Would like to go to Italy, Rome. Okay. Yes, for its history. And all the sculptures, constructions, museums. Okay. To see, the city Venice. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, very beautiful. The culture, the people, the food. Yes, a lot of curiosity for this place. So that's good. So that was an example from Roxana. She was saying she would love to see Venice in Italy for all its history, and she wants to explore the people and the culture and everything. So good. So I want you to have a chat with your friend about which place you would like to visit on the earth. And as you have a think about it, Roxana, is this a place, so with Italy, did you see it on TV or read about it in the magazine, or how did you know about Italy?
On TV.
On TV? Yes, documentaries? Yeah. Yeah? History books? Yeah? Okay, good. So there's a lot of information. We can see things maybe now on social media. They're putting travel, travel to Colombia, come to Colombia. Yes. So how about Van? Which place would you like to visit on Earth?
I would like to go to the beach.
To go to where?
The beach.
So the beach, yeah?
The beach.
Place on the earth, yeah?
The beach, yeah.
Yeah. Is there a particular beach, like somewhere a little bit different? Because which place would you like to visit on the earth? So we're talking about places maybe like Mount Everest or very ancient or very unexplored places. So unexplored means places that they don't have too many people. It hasn't really been a lot of people going there, because maybe it's like the Sahara Desert or some place that's not very explored, that hasn't been seen by too many people. So if you tell me a beach, maybe it has to be like in a particular country where it hasn't been discovered, it hasn't been seen by many people. So have another think, and I'll ask Joanna, is there any unexplored place that you would like to go to? Canada? Yeah, Canada would have a lot of unexplored places. Yeah, okay. Alexandra? Which place would you like to go to that's unexplored?
Would you like to visit Iran?
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 Israel. Oh, yes. Yeah, the Holy Land.
For your religion, your culture.
Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. So that was an example of Israel. I'm sure there's still a lot of unexplored areas in Israel, and with its historic, you know, all the artifacts and all the old, hey, or the religious, you know, art. Yeah. Okay. So we have to ask ourselves, why do we want to go there? So is it an experience that you've never had before? So some people might say, you know, Mount Everest, because it's something completely different to what they do in their life. So when you think about a place on Earth and it's unexplored, remember, it's not a place that's very common that people go to all the time. So let's have a look. We can have some examples would be a lot of places in New Zealand, Greenland. So Greenland would have a lot of unexplored places. If you can see in my shared screen, we've got after the ad finishes, we've got the Darien Gap in Alaska. From Alaska to Ushuaia. Greenland. The deep sea. Madagascar. So these, Namibia, Patagonia, yeah, in South America. So there you go. That's considered an unexplored place. So you can see there's many places on Earth. So these places, they're different to your usual touristic places. You know, there's still a lot to understand about these places. So, okay, let's do a listening exercise. So we're going to listen to a radio program about 5 unexplored places on Earth. So we can see them listed here in number 4, the Black Hole of Andros, Lake Vostok, Mount Dinpernalesen, the Mernum Mountains, and the Forja Mountains, or Forja. We've got student A, student B, and student C. So in your, it's probably going to be easier if I do it this way. So the group in the back, so Chiago, you're student A, you're going to listen to the information and fill in the gaps for student A. Student B, Fernando. Student C, Anderson. In the back, Joanna, student A. Student B, Mariana, and student C, Alexandra. Student A, we'll go with Bruno. Student B, Natalia. Student C, Roxana. And online, student A, Van. Student B, Alam. Student C, Camilla. Okay, so let's listen. I will play the audio again, but let's listen and fill in the information in the table. So I'll play it maybe 2-3 times. So the first time, if you want, just listen without looking at your notes. Sometimes that helps, just to listen. And then the second time, then start to look at your notes. But let's have a go.
Track 112, Unit 12B.
We often think that humans have been everywhere on the earth. We've crossed deserts and we've been to the bottom of oceans. And as for mountains, about 500 people climb to the top of Mount Everest every year. So, is there anything left? Well, if you're an explorer who's looking for new places to explore, here are my top 5 unexplored places. Good luck! First of all, there are 2 lakes. The Black Hole of Andros is in the Bahamas in the Atlantic Ocean. The water temperature is 36 degrees Celsius, and it is very dark, so it's difficult to see what's in there. And my second lake is Lake Vostok in Antarctica. Lake Vostok is 14,000 square kilometers and freezing cold. Unfortunately, it's been under a sheet of ice for 15 million years. The ice is 3.7 kilometers deep, so it's impossible to get to, though scientists have taken water from it. If you're a climber, there are lots of mountains in the world that nobody has climbed yet. For example, there's Mount Dimpanalasan in the east of the Himalayan mountains. It's 6,135 meters high. Or you could explore the Merimee Mountains in Guyana in South America. But they are at the end of the 500-kilometer-long Matsuruni River. So that's one for someone who also likes boats and maybe swimming. It's one of the most dangerous rivers in the world. Then there are also the Foja Mountains in a forest of Papua New Guinea. The forest is 8,100 square kilometers, and the bad news is there are no maps of the region, so you'll have to make one while you're there.
Okay, let's listen again. So as you know, the reporter is going, or the radio program person is going through 5 places that they recommend. So they're giving information about the black hole. So student A has to listen only to the information in student A. And then the information continues, which student B will get that information, and then student C will get the part at the end. And then he moves on to the next place. So let's listen again. Remember, you only have to do 1 because we're going to share information with your other students. But make sure you get your one, more importantly. Okay, let's listen one more time.
Track 112, Unit 12B.
We often think that humans have been everywhere on the earth. We've crossed deserts, and we've been to the bottom of oceans. And as for mountains, about 500 people climb to the top of Mount Everest every year. So, is there anything left? Well, if you're an explorer who's looking for new places to explore, here are my top 5 unexplored places. Good luck! First of all, there are 2 lakes. The Black Hole of Andros is in the Bahamas in the Atlantic Ocean. The water temperature is 36 degrees Celsius, and it is very dark, so it's difficult to see what's in there. And my second lake is Lake Vostok in Antarctica. Lake Vostok is 14,000 square kilometers and freezing cold. Unfortunately, it's been under a sheet of ice for 15 million years. The ice is 3.7 kilometers deep, so it's impossible to get to, though scientists have taken water from it. If you're a climber, there are lots of mountains in the world that nobody has climbed yet. For example, there's Mount Dimpernalison in the east of the Himalayan mountains. It's 6,135 meters high. Or you could explore the Merimee Mountains in Guyana in South America. But they are at the end of the 500-kilometer-long Matsuruni River. So that's one for someone who also likes boats and maybe swimming. It's one of the most dangerous rivers in the world. Then there are also the Foja Mountains in a forest of Papua New Guinea. The forest is 8,100 square kilometers, and the bad news is there are no maps of the region, so you'll have to make one while you're there.
Okay, so student A, what can you tell me about the black hole of Andros? So for those that came, we're page 144, 12B. Sorry? In the Bahamas, in the Atlantic Ocean? Yeah? Yep. Student B, what can you tell me? The water is 36 degrees Celsius. Yep. That's that one there, 36 degrees Celsius. And the hole is very dark. Dark. Yep, dark. So it's difficult to see. It's difficult to see. Yeah, so sorry, I accidentally sent it. So it's difficult to see what's in there. Lake Vostok is in Antarctica. Yep, Antarctica. And it's how many square kilometers? 14,000. And you can see I've put the units there, square meters, square kilometers. 14,000. Student C, the ice is
30.7 kilometers deep, so you can get
how many kilometers?
3.7.
Yeah, 3.7 kilometers. So you can't get there. It's impossible. Mount Dimpernalison. Student A, in the east. Yep, east. Yep. In the Himalayan, number 4 mountain. Yep. Student B, it's
6,135 meters.
yeah. So you can see when you get into the thousands, make sure you put a comma. So it's 999, and then when it becomes 1,000, so it's 1,000. So this one is 6, not a full stop, comma. 1, 3, and yeah, so 6,135 meters. So not meters square, so it's just meters. If it was meters square, I would put the 2, just meters. Yeah, meters high. Student C, nobody has ever
Climbed.
climbed this word. Nobody has ever climbed it. So that's how we know these places are unexplored. It's not common. No one has
No.
ever. in all of history climbed it. The Marium Mountains, student A, in Guyana in South America. This one, South America, for number 5. Student B, at the end of the 500 kilometer. Yep. Yeah. C, student C, it's one of the most dangerous rivers. So you can see we have an adjective here. Dangerous goes before the noun, rivers. It's one of the most dangerous. It's one of the most beautiful. It's one of the most longest. It's one of the most whatever. So dangerous rivers. And the last one, the Foija Mountains in a forest. In a forest in Papua New Guinea. Student B, the forest is, yeah. So make sure 8,100 km2, kilometers, square kilometers. And the last one, there are no
Maps.
of the region. Maps. So let's look at some vocab about land and water. For number 5, which unexplored places, the 5 that we looked at, is water?
Lake Vostok.
Yeah. Lake.
The Black Holes.
Lake Vostok. The Black
Hole.
Hole of Andros. Yep. Okay. They're the ones that are water. Which one are land? Did it say land? Which places are on land? Mount
Dimpernalson.
Bernalason, yeah.
The Marami Mountains and
Yeah.
Foja Mountains.
Yeah, and the Voyager Mountains. Okay, so we can see a difference. Some are on land and some are water. Yep. Let's look at these vocab. Forest. Island. Lake. Mountain. Ocean. River. The areas of water, sea. Lake. We can put lake there. Ocean. And river. The ones that are on land, desert, forest,
mountain, and island.
And yeah. I'll give you 2 minutes to look up places from your country. So you're all going to be doing South America, but Colombia and Brazil and Peru. What is a place that's unexplored from your country? I'll give you 2 minutes to find out just some little information about it. How high is it? What's the temperature? Try and use your measurements. So remember yesterday we were talking about measurements. The temperature, tell me something about the height, how many, how far is it from the center of the earth? What's the percent of something about it? What's its distance? And I'll do one for Australia. Okay, so 2 minutes. And And then you can tell us about Vietnam. So pick a place that has to be unexplored. So I'm just going to type in like unexplored places in Australia, but you type that for your country. Oh, lots of nice stuff. So as you can see for mine, I'm doing one for Australia, and I'm just writing a little description information about it. So you can see I've got, make sure you've got some information with measurements in it. So I told you how many square hectares, how many millions of years old it is, and as much information as I can find. So make sure you do that for yours as well. So search up if you need. So make sure you have at least 2 or 3 measurements to tell me about. Try and have a different mixture of measurements that you're telling me about. Okay, a few more minutes. Ah, nice, Van. So you need to give me some information about it. Okay, so we're all ready to talk about our places. I hope you've got lots of information to give to the class because you're going to come up and present it. So I hope you're all ready. You all look like it. So I'll go first to give you a few minutes to prepare yours. So mine, you have to present it. Yeah. Okay, so mine is, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite places in Australia that I haven't been to. I was very close because I was in an area near this place for holidays, but I didn't have time. I had 3 days and I just didn't have time to go to this place. So the place that I'm choosing is in Australia and it's called the Daintree Rainforest. So the Daintree Forest, it's one of the largest in Australia and one of the oldest continuous rainforests. So it's quite continuous and it's still an active rainforest. It's estimated to be over 135 million years old. So 135 million years old. So it covers an area of 1,200 square kilometers of land. And it has a variety of land, different types of landscapes, such as beaches, gorges, rivers, waterfall, mountains. One of the river, well, the Daintree River, it goes through an elevation. So that means it goes up above the seawater to 1,270 meters. Yeah. The highest mountain in this rainforest, there are 3 mountains. The highest one is at 1,374 meters. In this rainforest, you can find 65% of Australia's bat and butterfly species and 35% of its frogs, marsupials, and reptile species. The temperature, so in the winter, it can get to around 26 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty warm. The nights are pretty cold. And in summer, it can be 32 degrees. So not too hot. And this is, sorry, I must have forgot to mention where it's located. This forest, so you can see on a map here, it's in Queensland in the northeast. So you can see northeast corner of Queensland along the coast. So yeah, the Daintree Rainforest. If you have time and you're traveling, you have some time to travel, you must see this place. I know I was staying in an area maybe half an hour from this place. So I wish I did go see it, but I didn't have time. But next time, this is a must see. I won't forget. I'll always have to come back. I have to come back just to see this place. Okay, so that was mine. That was about the Daintree Rainforest. You can see that I used a lot of measurements. I gave you some facts about this place. And it's an unexplored area in Australia, on this earth, on this planet. Okay, so who would like to go next and present? You could do it as a group. I forgot to mention, if you wanted, you were as a group, you could quickly. Is anyone ready to present theirs? No? Camilla, Van, Alan?
Hey, teacher.
Camilla, you're ready to do yours?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, tell me. So give me the name in the chat box just so that I could show an image first, and then you can tell me.
1 minute.
Yep.
Okay.
So you all should be ready. You shouldn't be, we don't want to spend too much time, so all finish up. Just a few facts, 5 or 6 points. Just a few, you know. 3 minimum, 3 minimum. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, 1 second, Camilla, just so I can get an image for the class. Is this in Brazil? Yes.
Yeah.
Brazil. Wow. Okay. Let me share the screen. And Camilla, okay, tell us.
Okay. Alter do Chão is a place is underexplored in the region north of Brazil.
Yes.
This place have the biggest sweet water beach in the world. The temperature is hot, average 30 degrees Celsius. Yes. But in the winter, it rains on average 427 millimeters
Of water. Wow. Of
Yeah.
rainfall. Sorry, of rainfall.
Yeah, in the winter.
Yes.
Alter do Chão is about 1,350 kilometers from the capital. The Pará is Belém. Is the I don't see is correct, teacher, but is a sweet water beach.
Sweet
water beach. Sweet water beach. Yeah.
Is that the translation of the name?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
The
Sweet
beach, and the water sweet, no water salt.
Sorry?
Sweet water beach, no, it's named the beach.
Ah.
If the water,
yes.
it's sweet.
Wow. Okay. So it's not salty. It's
No, it's sweet.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. That would be so if you accidentally get some water in your mouth, it's not a bad experience, because I know salt water, when you accidentally get it from the beach, it doesn't taste very.
It's a river, no, not ocean, it's a river.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the water, well, the ocean is it's not salty.
No.
Wow. And it's beautiful, the white sands. Where's the image that I had for the beautiful? Okay, thank you, Camilla. Unless you have anything more to tell us?
No, only
not
this.
Brazil. Okay, must visit. White sands, warm weather. You know, it's not salty water. It's known to be sweet. Wow. Okay, thank you, Camilla. Who would like to go next? So we only have time for 2 more. So if you really want to present, now would be the opportunity. So anyone? Yeah, Bruno? Okay, Bruno, give me the name first.
P-A,
P-A,
no, I.
P-I, that's okay.
P-A. P-I-P-A.
P-I-P-A,
Yeah.
Brazil? Wow. So let me, this here. Okay, come up. Yes, you have to come up because, okay, you have to speak loud voice then. Okay, so Bruno, tell us about, is it Pippa? Pippa Beach.
English kites.
Oh, really? Wait 1 second. Let me.
Pippa Beach. English kites. The Pippa is kites.
Yeah.
Pippa Beach is the most famous beach of my state, Rio Grande do Norte, next my city. Have 84 kilometers. In summer, the temperature is minimum 24 degrees Celsius and maximum 31 degrees Celsius. Degrees. In the winter, between 21 and 28 degrees Celsius. The water on the sea no is cold. It's perfect.
Isn't it cold?
No.
Yeah, it's just perfect.
Yeah, in Australia it's very cold.
Oh,
Yeah. And in winter it's no cold the water. It's perfect.
So you can swim all year round.
Yes.
Wow.
The beach is beautiful and the hours busy.
And it's always busy.
Yes.
With people.
Yes.
Beautiful.
There are a lot of tourism.
Which, is this like north, east, south of Brazil?
Northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah, northeast.
Okay.
Yes.
Northeast.
Yes. And Camila, I think north.
Or north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, beautiful. So
Yeah.
must visit a place.
It's half the hours in my home.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're very close. Yeah.
No. And 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yes.
from your
Yes.
home.
Yeah.
Okay. Still very close.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
It's
Very close.
beautiful.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
But the Laila,
Yeah.
it's dangerous because dangerous. Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Thank
Thank
you. So one more. Next class. So we only have one more. Anyone? Oh, okay. Okay. What's that? Which place?
Laguna.
Laguna?
No, La Paz.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. Okay, so let me make sure. Okay, so we have, is it Laguna? Rapania. Okay, so Laguna, Rapania, in Peru, South America. Yeah. And Roxanne, Scotland. Sorry, let me share the screen. Okay, tell us what's next.
The Lake Tapaglia. This is the Lake Tapaglia.
Listening?
Lake Tapaglia is It's location between two mountains, Copa and Chueco.
Yes.
To go there, you must drive from the Lima capital of Peru for 5 hours.
By car?
Yes.
Well, from Lima,
Uh, From the capital to the tomb of San Mateo. This tomb is this place.
Yeah.
The walking
Yeah.
for 6 or 7 hours.
Around?
Yes.
6 or 7
There's a
hours.
part as the punto. For 7 kilometers, while lasting 4 hours. This is place at the altitude of 4,000 above sea level. Sorry,
How much? 1,000?
4,000
4,000 above sea level. 4,000 meters
meters
above.
above sea.
Wow.
I like this place to visit this place because it's the perfect for walking
Yeah.
and camping.
Yeah.
And in the night, the sky is full stars.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
So you get a view of all the night stars.
Yes.
Beautiful. So is there like accommodation in this area or just you have to go camping?
Camping.
Just camping.
Yes, camping.
Yeah.
Camping.
Especially 5 hours.
Yeah. I like this.
Oh, beautiful. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Roxanne. Wait, oh, I'm gonna take even I'm gonna go with the yeah.
It's okay.
San Andreas, Colombia. Yes, we have been hearing a lot about this. Sharing screen. Okay, tell us about. Okay, so Mariana, tell us about San Andreas, Colombia.
This is San Andres, is a popular place in Colombia.
Yes.
San Andres Island is 22 square miles. It has a population of around 70,000 people. San Andres has the third largest barrier.
Third largest
Barrier reef in the world.
barrier reef.
Very well in the world.
Yeah.
After Australia
Yeah.
and Belize, and 77% of Colombia's coral areas.
Coral areas. Yeah.
The island has a tropical climate.
Yeah.
For which the average temperature is around 27 degrees.
Nice.
Throughout the year.
Right there. Beautiful.
In San Andres, you can see 7 colors in the ocean. Is popular because it's the ocean. 7 colors in the ocean.
So different shades of them. Yeah. Really, I didn't know that. Is this the best, maybe like this?
Yeah.
The 7 colors? Little bit. Beautiful. Is it the sorry, it's known to have like 7 colors. You can see from where you're standing. Can you see the 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My next holiday. San Andreas. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so well, Van, did you want to tell us about a place? Because we have more time. Van, did you want to tell us about the place, the cave that you told me?
Yes, Phong Nha, I will in the chat. Yes, Phong Nha cave.
Yeah, so I've put images. I'll show you, I'll share my screen and you can see the images. Okay, tell us about this beautiful cave. Wow.
Yeah, this is a beautiful cave.
So would you like to tell us some information about this place, Van?
Yes. Phong Nha Cave is located in the limestone area of about 200,000 hectares in the territory of Vietnam. Yeah, Federal is this nation park limestone formation. 300K underground life and the flora in the Red Book of Vietnam and the Red Book of the world. We are proud that is one of the 7 World Nature Heritage. Yeah.
So beautiful. And I can see that is that right that you can have like a mud bath in there? Can you see the image where I'm sharing? There's like a mud bath. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And
Very beautiful.
very beautiful limestone and beautiful place.
Oh, I miss my country.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. Very beautiful place. Have you been here, Van? Did you go to this place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Van.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fernando, would you like to go? The group? Yeah. Together? Come. Which place are we doing? And then we'll have a break after. What's the name of the place? What is it? ELHA. Grande. Is this place?
Yes.
Well, I know. I'm worried now to go. Okay, let's. This is the best photo.
It's a franchise in Brazil. And the island southeast.
Southeast
Southeast.
of Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay. East of Brazil.
Yeah.
City in Brazil.
And near in Cayenne City.
It's in Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at it. Distance from post 35 kilometers. Temperature. Variable in between.
So the temperature varies.
No, a little bit, 18 and 28, no much. Yes, yes.
Yes. Varies.
Yeah.
Uh,
18 and 20 degrees Celsius.
degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Best time
For diving?
November
July. To July. July.
July.
November to July. Sounds good.
Fala mais.
15,000 snake in the Iceland.
15,000.
Yes.
So these are native to this island, right?
Yes.
You know,
15,000 snakes.
Understood.
Fernando lives near the island. Yeah.
Both next door in Brazil.
Yes.
One explorer.
One explorer.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. 15,000.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
Cascavel.
Coral.
Sucuri.
So interesting places that we looked at. So unexplored places of the world. So let's have a break till 7. Let's have an earlier one. So when we come back and we'll continue. And Mauricio next. Okay, we'll make sure Mauricio. Oh, come now, Mauricio. Go now. Come tell us about your place. Yes, the last place. Tell us.
Teacher.
What's the name?
Marichara.
Colombia. Okay. Images. So beautiful. I remember you showed. Yeah. The church. Beautiful. Up in the hill. Mountain. Wow. Ancient. Open space. Okay. So let's go.
Barichara is Colombian municipality. Municipality located located in the department of Santander. In Santander.
San Andres?
No, Santander.
Okay.
It is part of the province of Guanenta.
Okay. Yeah.
The population is recognized for its buildings. Buildings.
First building.
Buildings. From the end of the 18th century.
Oh, okay, from the 18th century.
Yeah, the old sector of population was declared cultural heritage of the country by decree. Teacher.
Decree
Decree.
1654 of 1978.
Yes.
Okay.
Its municipality is popularly known for being the most beautiful town in Colombia.
So it was voted the most beautiful town in all of Colombia.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it pronounced Barichara?
Barichara.
Okay, Barichara. Amazing. It has a church. That's okay. Yeah. Maybe for Columbia Catholic Church. Or Orthodox. Yeah.
No sé, dice que es uno de los pueblos más visitados, más.
It's what?
Por los extranjeros.
I love the stone streets. It's so beautiful how they put the stone. So beautiful.
Very, very cold.
Yeah, so if you want to go there, you can rent. Yeah, because you want to stay, you want to stay there. And this is from the capital. From Bogota.
No sé. Pero se lo derivo.
10 hours.
10 hours.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. 10 hours by car.
By car, yeah.
From Bogota.
From Bogota.
So beautiful. It looks so relaxing. Do they have any wine features? What is it? What do they produce?
Coffee.
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 So,
Flowers.
it's like, yes. Can imagine. Very nice. It looks very relaxing. Okay, so
7 hours.
7 hours from Bogota. Beautiful. It looks nice and quiet. Like if you want a nice quiet holiday, this would be the place. Okay, so let's have a break. So thank you for those that presented. Don't worry if you didn't have a chance to present. We'll do more speaking when we come back after the break. Okay, so let's have a break. So I'll type it in the chat till 30 minutes. So that means 6:40 till 7:10. Okay, so we come back 7:10 from a break. Okay, so let's continue back. So we are on page 145 and we're looking at the article. So this is a grammar when we use the article, which is saying the, that's called the definite article, or we have the indefinite article, which is a or an. And we put these words, little short words, they're just called articles, in front of a noun, like the river or a river, the book or a book. But there's some rules when we have to when we have to use the article and when we don't have to use it. So we know sometimes it could be different to your language, especially in Spanish. So if I look here, so we're on page 145, the definite article, the, so I'm just taking some notes here. So the definite one, the definite article is the, and then a and an are the indefinite. Yes. Downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Extra point,
Yeah.
because you're going to get the easy way to get to get marks. Okay, so we have the definite article. And I think we're only looking at the definite, the. So I just want to make sure that we're looking at this one only. So when do we use it? When we talk about names of deserts, sea, ocean. So deserts, seas, oceans, rivers, you know, the Amazon River, mountains. Plural names of places So the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the Alps, the Maldives. Yeah. Or places with names like that. Then this is where it gets a little confusing when we don't use an article. So remember, the article just means the, that's all it means. So when do we not use it? I think I have this on Padlet. Let me quickly check Padlet because I put some notes there. Yeah. That's easier. So when do we use it? When we talk about deserts, seas, ocean, rivers, mountains. Island. You don't put it for city, ocean, mountains. You don't use it for continent. Yeah, so let me separate this to make it easy. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Anderson.
No worries.
I'll try and make it as easy as possible so you know when to use it. The island, the ocean, the mountain, only if it's plural. Continent, we don't need, so I'll just explain the rules in a second. Let me just write it for you in a nice way. The river, mountain, country, and okay, when not to use it. So remember, article, the definite article is the. It's when we say the. It's this word, the. Mountain only if it's plural. So the mountain only if it's plural. No article when we say city. So I'll just explain the rules in a second. I'll just get the rules nicely. Okay, that looks like lakes, single mountain. Yes.
No.
Yeah, no, because it's a city.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you just say Adelaide.
Yeah.
I live in Adelaide, not I live in the Adelaide. No. Yeah, and For countries, yep, you say, so country, I live in Australia, not the Australia. Yeah.
Swiss Alps. Is the Swiss Alps or no?
The Swiss Alps is plural, so yes, it's here, the Swiss Alps, because it's plural. Because it runs over many countries. Single mountain, continent. Okay, island, ocean, mountain, river. Yeah. So let me fix up the notes and then we can talk about the rules. Three. Okay, that should be all the rules there. Let me see, continents, countries, lakes, lakes. Lakes. Okay, so that's the rule. So let's talk about it. So the definite article, so you got things called the article, and it means the, at, and an. But we're looking at one of them, the definite article, which is the. And so for this one, we have rules when to use it and when not to use it. When do we use it? When we talk about rivers, island, ocean, mountains, only if it's plural. And when we say the United or the Kingdom of whatever country. We don't use it when we talk about cities, countries, single mountains, or lakes or continent. So let's give an example for each one. If I said the river Nile, which is in Africa, I must say the river Nile, the Nile River. If it's an island, what island do we have?
Maldives.
Malvina? Yeah, the Maldives. Yep, so we say the Maldives. Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean. So the, you can hear that I'm saying the. Mountain, only if it's plural, the Alps. What other plural? The Alps is one of them. When we say the United Kingdom, the United States. Brazil is a country, yeah, but it doesn't have the word united or kingdom in it. Yeah. So just Brazil, no article, Brazil, Australia, Africa. But if the country has the word united or kingdom in it, then you must say the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the United whatever country, the United Kingdom, the United States of America. Only if it has these words in it, then yes, you have to say the. But Brazil, that's here, Brazil. Australia, no. Single mountain, so Mount Everest, Mount whatever. You don't have to say it. Lakes, the Salt Lake, sorry, not the Salt, there's a the Salt Lake in Adelaide, South Australia. Yeah, Salt Lake. Lake Heart. These are all in South Australia. So we don't put the Pink Lake. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking, the Pink Lake. Yeah, South Australia. You must see it. Yeah, here. It's beautiful. I saw it a very, very long time ago. So there's no the. You just say lake, whatever. Pink Lake.
Do you visit?
Did I visit? Yeah, I've seen this place. Yeah, long time ago, maybe 15 years ago. Very beautiful. Continent, Australia, Europe, Africa. We don't say the. Yeah, no the. So you can see no article means no. You don't have to put the. That's it. That's the rules. So you just have to look at this list. So I've tried to make it easy for you by writing it in a list. But let's practice it. So let's look at the grammar box. Match the places with which ones they are. So if I said the Bahamas, it must be, what's the Bahamas? Maybe an island? It says F, group of islands. So the Bahamas, that's in our rule right here. Yeah, the Bahamas. Number 2, we don't, see there's that dash, so that means you don't have to put the Mount Kilimanjaro. So it's a single one mountain. So no, you don't need the, and that would be, they've done it for us, D. It's a name of a. A means one mountain. Number 3, Anderson. Yeah, the Pacific Ocean. And which one is that? From here. H. Name of an ocean? Yeah, of an ocean. Yep, H. 4, Fernando. Just Africa, yeah. And which one is it? B, name of a country, yeah. But it could be, yeah. It's not, the name of the country in Africa could be, there's plenty. There's Sudan, South Africa, Egypt, whatever. So no, it's a continent. So C. 5, Chiago. Yeah, the River Nile. And which one is that? E, name of a river. Yep. So we're looking at our rules. River. Yep, we've got it here. River. 6, Mariana. Yeah, the mountains, plural. I can see that there's a plural. So 6 is which one? Yeah, a group of mountains. A. 7, I should say Roxana for 7. Just Peru. Name of country, yep. If I look at my notes, country, yep, no the. And the last one, 8, Alexandra. Lake doesn't need the, so it's just Lake Tiki-Taka without the, no. And it's a name of a lake, yeah. So lake is in no article. No, we don't need the to say it, to talk about a lake. Okay, so they're the 2 rules when to use the definite article. The definite article is the. Okay, look at the article and the photo of an ancient map and complete the text with the or with no article. I'll give you 1 minute and then I'll read it. We'll do it together. Okay, we finished. So I'll read it. No, one more minute then. Okay, let's go through it. So the map of the Earth. Yeah, we need to say the Earth. The map of the Earth is from the 12th century. At the time, the king of Sicily. Yeah, so dash, because we don't need the. Why? Because Sicily is a country.
Sicilia.
Yeah, Sicilia. Yeah, it's a country. So we don't need to put the. It's in this rule here. So it's a country, no article. So at the time, the king of Sicily wanted a map of the countries around the Mediterranean Sea. Why? Because it's an ocean. So we can see it's in the top rule, the Mediterranean Ocean. Remember, this is when to use the this is when we use the, and this is no article. Sicily. Sicily is a country different to Italy. But if you say the Sicilian Islands, maybe there's some Sicily.
It's a city.
Sicily.
It's a city in Italy.
Yeah.
Sicily forms an region of Italy. Yeah, I always so you think it's, I don't think it's like an island, Sicily. Yeah, but it's not a city. Island, yeah, an island. Yeah, it's an island.
The Sicily.
Not a country, yeah, island. Is Sicily its own? No, Sicily is not a country, okay, of its own. It is part of Italy, which is a country in Europe, but I always, yeah.
Has article, the Sicily.
And
Yeah.
the capital city of Sicily is Palermo. Okay, so it's not a country, but it's an island. So that's why Sicily is not a city, it's not a country, it's an island. So we still say it's a small island. But you don't say the Sicily, you say Sicily. Yeah. So it kind of doesn't follow the rule, does it? Because if it's an island, we should say the Sicily, but we don't. Unless you want to say the Sicilian island, but it's almost, that's why it's become like a country in a way, because we don't put the, and we know for countries, we don't have the. So why is it that we say Sicily? Where are you from? I'm from Sicily. So it's, that's probably one that only is breaking the rule a little, because we don't say the Sicily, because the rule tells us for islands we must say Sicily. If it's an island, then we must say, but no, we say Sicily. There's no, yeah. So back to here, the king of Sicily. There's no the. Okay, even though our rule says, yeah, unless we say the king of the Sicilian Islands, but they just call it Sicily now, wanted a map of the countries around the Mediterranean Sea, because it's an ocean, the Mediterranean Sea. He paid a man called Al-Idrisi to make a map. Al-Idrisi was from Morocco, because it's a country, we don't need the. So we've got it in our rule here, no the. So he paid, he was from Morocco, but he lived in Spain. It's a country, so no the. Al-Idrisi interviewed thousands of travelers for information about the sea and the continents, including Arabia, now the Middle East. Why? Because our rule tells us, number 6, that if we have any countries that have the words East or West, then we must say the Middle East, not Middle East. And the Middle East is like a region of many countries. And
Asia.
just Asia. Yeah, there's no the, because Asia continent.
Is a continent.
The map is difficult to understand because old maps used to put south at the top and north at the bottom. So this map shows,
The north.
no, this map shows North Africa. Why?
The north. The north. Because it's no, it's a region. East, west, east, west is north. The north.
It's a continent, North Africa.
No, teacher.
Well,
It's a region.
it's a region of many countries. So,
Yes, east, west,
but not north,
East,
Yeah.
west, north,
south.
yeah.
North Africa. I've never
It's a
heard of
region.
Africa. We just say North Africa.
Same with the South Australia. South Australia, no, at the South Australia.
No, you say South Australia. You don't say the.
Only.
It's only for east and west we say the. But if it has
Ah,
south or
okay.
north, you don't. So you
Okay.
see the rule? It only says east or south. So no, it's North Africa. And it's
Okay.
a region of countries. So let me put, maybe let's put that in our rule. Country
Yeah.
or regions of
Region.
countries. So I've added that rule here with the country or regions of country. Like, well, the Middle East, you got to be careful because that's region of countries. But then, sorry? No, because it doesn't have east or west. Only if it has east or west. So no, the at the top, and it's a continent, Europe at the bottom. Okay, so we understood the rules. Easy. Just have to remember it. The river, the island, the ocean, the mountain, if it's plural, the united, the kingdom, whatever, the east, the west, that's when we say the. We don't say the when we talk about countries, cities, single mountains, lakes, continent. So the best way to practice it is just put an example for all of them. For example, the Amazon River, the Maldives, the Indian Ocean, the Alps, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the Middle East, the West, I don't know, the West something. No articles, Adelaide, Australia, Mount Everest, Salt Lake, Australia. So just put an example. That's the best way you can practice them, by putting an example with the rules. So we have articles. We've got definite article, which is the, and indefinite, which is at or an. We're only looking at the, and this is the rules when to use the. But there's more. There's like names of places, names of the days of the weeks that you have to, you don't say the to. There's other rules as well, but we're just looking at these ones for now. So be careful, it might differ than your language because you might put it in your language, but in English you wouldn't. Okay, so with the map, if you remember how it told us that in the map, a long time ago, they would make the map by putting the south on the top and the north on the bottom. Let's flip it around. So if you turn your book around, so you got to remember, this is an ancient old map. If you flip it around, can you see any countries or continents that look familiar? For the last one, it was Europe. It's a continent. So no article. No. It's so this map shows North Africa at the top and Europe at the bottom. Okay, let's go to the next page and then I'll come back to that speaking because I just want to give me an example. How about let's do this. Let's start with Camilla. Can you give me an example of a name of a river that we haven't, you're gonna give me something different that we haven't spoken about. So what river do you want to give me?
The Amazon River.
The Amazon River, perfect. Alam, an island. Alam? No? Van? Maybe, yeah, Alam's not here. Van? Do you want to give me a name of an island? San Andreas was one, right? San Andreas. But why does that break the rule? Ah, it's got the plural. Some of these, yeah, the Galapagos Islands, maybe Greece. Ah, in ice, really? So there you go. You can see it's got so that's the name of an island. Ocean, there's plenty. The Pacific Ocean, the mountains, plural. We said the Alps. What else do we have? Examples.
The ocean. The Atlantic Ocean.
The Atlantic Ocean. Yep, for ocean. Yeah, we have to like look at a world map. But okay, let's go to 12C. So page 146 in our book. So the next page. So if I ask you these questions, you've got to say A, the answer for, if I said to you, do you think people, so remember we're giving our opinions when we say, do you think? So do you think humans will live in, at the bottom of the ocean? So you're going to say A for yes, definitely, or B, possibly, maybe, but I'm not sure. C, no, never. So what do you think for at the bottom of the ocean? What's that movie called where there's a movie where they made it about where it's in New York City or something, and now it's like all underground, the city, because of the ocean. And so do you think people will live at the bottom of the ocean? I think no, never. C. No. C for me. On the moon. I don't think so. It'll be too cold. In the sky. Do you think people will live in the sky? What do you think? Do you think humans will live in the sky? Do you think people will live in the sky? Yeah. So maybe C, no, never. Yeah. Near the sun? Possibly, but I'm not sure. On Mars? Possibly. In Antarctica? No. Do you think we will live anywhere else? So these are just some responses. I think humans won't. So remember, we're practicing our will and won't. So I think goes at the beginning and then subject, will, verb. So I think humans won't live near the sun. I think humans will live on Mars in the future because scientists have studied the possibility of life on Mars. And they found that this planet does have water and oxygen and the possibility to grow vegetables. I think that it is possible. So that's using number B. I think that it is possible that humans will live on Mars, but they will have health issues because of the long journey to get there. So that's an example of A, saying I think yes, definitely. I think humans won't live. Any other places you think that we can live in the world? Outside the world? In the whole universe? I don't think so. Yeah, I can't think of any other places. Okay, let's read the article. And then we're going to look at some answers to them. So let's start with, you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. So first paragraph, Mauricio. No, I'll give Mauricio the big paragraph. So not this one. The first paragraph, Mariana. Second paragraph, Mauricio. Third paragraph, Anderson. Fourth paragraph, Camilla. And the fifth paragraph, Bruno. So the title, Looking for a New Earth. Okay, who's reading the first paragraph? Mariana, I think I said. Yeah. Yeah.
4,000 years in this exploring the air. Now our
Astronomers.
are exploring space, looking for new planets for a new earth. Or you must in the future. But what will a new like?
But what will a new Earth look like? Yeah, Mauricio.
Here's all of our astronomers look for a star.
Yeah.
That's because our air orbits a star, the sun. The sun. When astronomers have found a star, they look for planets around it in the same year. Astronomers have found thousands of the planets of the new planets orbiting sound on they think a new planet is ours. No?
Once they find a new planet,
Important.
yep,
So
measure the
the
distance
distance
between the planet,
and
the sun. The sun.
sun.
Remember the U makes a sound. This not U like in Spanish. Sun. That's because
of planets only
unlike
our air. Aren't
either are are either
Either
too near to the star
to start
or too
or
far away. Third paragraph, I think Anderson, maybe?
when they find a planet in a discovery. Astronomers knew that for the three things, water, air, and rock. Water is important because if humans go there, they will need water to drink and grow plants. So, if you can grow plants, then the plants can produce air for humans to breathe.
Breathe,
Breathe.
to breathe. So the E is silent.
Breathe.
Breathe. Yep.
So, finally, astronomers also look for rocks because water is often under the rocks.
Is often, so you got to say the T.
Often,
Ten is often
under the rocks.
under the rocks. Yeah. Next paragraph. Was that Camilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In recent years, astronomers have found a few planets that are very similar to Earth. For example, Gliese 581G
Yeah.
is a planet at a safe distance from the nearest star.
Yeah. Mhm.
Astronomers also think it has water and rock. The average temperature is between 31 minus 31 degrees Celsius and minus 12 degrees Celsius, which is cold, but not colder than Antarctica or the Arctic Circle.
Yeah. Bruno. However,
There are some differences.
Differences.
Please, I don't know.
Well, it's up to you. You could say 581G or 581. Because it's a name of something, usually it's just 581G. Yeah.
Is bigger than the air and a year on this 581
G.
Is only 37 air days.
Earth.
This is instead of 365.
No, 365. This one you have to say 365. Why? Because it's not a name of something. So you have to, if it's a name of a course, like you've heard of them say, you know, English 101, because it's a name of a course or a name of something, then you can separate. But when it's a number like this, you have to say 365.
365.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem is the distance. This 581G is 80 trillion kilometers from the Earth.
Yeah, kilometers.
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 Yeah. Okay, a bit of vocab. Breathe means to take air in through your nose or mouth. So breathe. Different to the word breath, which doesn't have the E. This is breathe. Breathe in. So you know when someone like, oh, just breathe in. Okay, let's look at the questions. So if I go back to the previous page, let's answer the question. Number 3. So which one do we have? If I say astronomer, What's the meaning of that word, the definition? So for A, for number 1, astronomer, what's the meaning? Is it A, B, C, D, E, F? What's an astronomer? Yeah. Yep. So astronomer is a job title. It is, which one? C. Someone who studies the planets and stars in space. Yep. So 1C. Planet. That's a noun. What's a planet? A. A large round object in space made of rock and metal or gas. A star. What does that mean? What's a star? B. A large round object of burning gas in space. Yeah. Orbiting. This is a verb and it's in the continuous. It's got the ing. What does orbiting mean? Going around a planet or star. D. Yeah. Rock. That's a noun. What's a rock? Yep. F. The solid part of the earth or a planet, a rock. And air. What is air? Yep, E, the gas humans breathe. Okay, let's look back at the article. When astronomers look for a new Earth, what do they look for in space?
Looking for new planets or a new Earth.
What do they look for in space? For a new
planets.
Yeah.
Or a new Earth.
Yep. For humans to live on. Yep.
For human to live in.
So that's your answer. Yep. For a new planet or a new Earth. When they find a planet, what do they look for?
Rocks.
Water, air, and rock. Yep. So I'll write these answers down. So question 5. 1. So 2, the answer was water, air, and rock. 3, how is Gazé, I don't know how to say that, 581 similar to Earth?
Because astronomers also think it has water and rock.
Yeah, well, firstly, it's at a safe distance from the nearest star, and it has water and rock. Yeah. So yeah, it has it is at a safe distance. It is at a safe distance from the nearest star, and it has water and rock. That's why it's similar to Earth. How is it different to Earth? Yeah. So the temperature is much colder there. The average I would probably put that word. The average temperature is much colder than on Earth. Although, yes, we do have Antarctica and Arctic Circle, which are cold, but its average temperature is just more cold than Earth. Okay, good. That's the article. The writer thinks, so for number 6, we will find similar planets in the future, and maybe we will live on them. What do you think? So we've got 3 sentences. Sorry. So we've got 3 sentences. Which one do you think tells us what we feel from the writer? Does he think that we will find similar places in the future to Earth? Does he think that we will find planets in the future, but we definitely won't live on them? Or does he think we will find similar planets in the future? Maybe C? Is that what you said, Natalia?
Doesn't fit.
Do you think maybe when you read the article, do you feel that the writer thinks we will find similar planets in the future?
No.
Which one do you think?
A.
A?
The right thing. We will find similar planets in the future. We found.
Okay. I put C because I think he's showing that we will find similar, but not really that we will live there. He doesn't think, sorry, he does think we will find similar places, but we definitely won't live there. B. Because there just isn't anything exactly like, yeah. So sorry, B, I think, B. Let's talk about this one. So when we give our opinions, remember we talked about some weeks back, when we want to talk about something, either we give a fact, which means we say true information. For example, Brazil is in South America. That's a fact. It's true information. We can't change that. But when we give an opinion, it means what we feel, what we think, what we believe, what we don't think, what we don't believe, what we don't feel, what we don't agree to. So in your opinion, you can use these words. In my opinion, I think, I believe. The one above, the writer thinks we will find similar planets and maybe we will live in them. Is this one A? Yeah, and maybe we will. Yeah. He doesn't make it sound like we will live on them, because when he talked about gazelle at the end, he said, you know, but it's so much far, it's so far, it's a yeah. So you feel more A for the answer? Yeah, maybe we will live there. It's either A or B. It's hard to tell because he doesn't really tell us what he thinks, but yeah, you can put A. Maybe we will live on them. Yeah, that's why he's writing about it. Or yeah, he could be writing about them, showing us, yes, there's something similar, but we won't live on them.
A or B.
A or B, yeah. It's hard to tell. He hasn't really given his opinion. Yeah. Okay, so do you think it's important to find a new Earth? What do you think, Bruno? Should we be looking for another planet different to Earth and living there? Maybe, you know, going to live there. What do you think? Sorry, it would be
Nice.
It would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think no, only B.
Yeah, many people believe that it is not only us humans that exist in the whole entire universe. Yeah, we just haven't found them. Maybe because we don't have technology.
Yes.
We don't like, you know, yeah, so we can't yet find. Yeah. Any other thoughts? What do you think, Fernando? Will we find another planet like Earth? Yeah, are you researching? Yeah. Nah, me too. Yeah. I don't think. So we're giving our opinions. There's no right or wrong. As long as you're able to give your opinion, it doesn't matter what the answer is. It's your opinion. And you can say, well, according to someone else, they say their opinion is, so you can also have someone else's opinion. You can tell me someone else's opinion. But it's, yeah, it's an opinion. Can you imagine what life would look like on another planet? So, Bruno, if you believe that maybe, yes, there is another life outside in the universe, what would they look like? It must be very different to us, right?
I don't know.
Or maybe, who knows? Maybe like E.T. Yeah, I love E.T. I love E.T. Yeah, yeah. There's so many films, right, about this, so many films, because we're always imagining, we're always wanting to imagine the impossible. Okay, let's look at more grammar, because we've got some time. I know Tuesday is a lot of grammar, but don't worry, Wednesday we do more role plays and speaking, but let's do grammar. So we're looking at how. So when we use this word how, yeah, I'll just open up my notes. So when we want to ask questions, remember we've been looking at this for a while in all the tenses. We've been talking about how to make questions. We start with the verb. We can start with the 5 W's, what, when, why, who, where. And we can also say how. So how far? How long is something? How many? How much? How old? So the article, what we just read, asks us, how do you find a new Earth? So is this question asking about age? How do you find a new earth? Is it asking about period of time, the distance, the way to do something, the number, the price, or quantity? Is it asking about distance? It didn't say how far is Earth from, sorry, how far is a planet from somewhere else? No, it wasn't asking about distance. It's not asking about age. It didn't say how old is this building. How do you find? It's the way to do something. So to use it in casual language, when I say, you'll hear this a lot in Australia, or in English, when people say, oh, I got a new job. And they say, oh, wow, how did you find it? They don't mean like, where did you see it? Like, did you see it in the advertiser? Did someone tell you it? They mean like, oh, how was it? How did you like, was it good? Did you enjoy it? The way to do something. So how did you find it? Or if I said, if Natalia was telling me she now takes drawing classes, and I say, oh, wow, how do you find her? I'm not asking her, like, how does she look for it? I'm asking her, like, how does she, the way she does it, like, does she enjoy it? Is it easy? Is it hard? What's her feelings about it? So this question, how do you find a new earth, is D. It's asking about the way to do something. So let's practice that before we look at these other hows. So how do you find what? So give me an example. I gave you some examples. I pretended Natalia was doing a drawing class and I asked her how she found it. I pretended that Anderson had a new job and I asked him how he found it. What other ways can we ask someone, oh, how did you find it? Yeah, how do you find living in Australia? Like, is it good? Is it easy lifestyle? Is it comfortable? Is it difficult and hard? Yeah, how do you find living in Australia? It's not find as in like to look for something. It's how do you feel? It's almost like saying, how do you feel about it? Yeah, how do you find living in Australia? Is it good, bad? How do you feel about it? Yeah, good example. Any other example? How do you find? That's a good one. How do you find living in Australia?
Teacher,
Yeah.
can I say how can I find this address?
Yeah, that's more like looking for something. So that's using the word find as in like, you know, how can I find that address, or how can I find yeah, that's a different, because it's more like looking for something. This is more like feeling. How do you feel about it?
Okay, thank you.
How do you feel? Just imagine if we replaced it with the word feel. How do you feel living in Australia? Does that make you understand it a lot better? It's not looking, it's feeling. Yeah, how do you feel? You know, like Natalia was doing drawing classes and I said, oh, how do you feel? Like, do you enjoy it? Was it good? Do you like it? So how do you find is a question we can ask. Okay, number 9, how far, how long, how many, how much, how old. So I've written them here. Let's do some examples. Anderson, give me an example with how far, a sentence.
How far is your work?
Yeah. How far is your work from your home? Yeah, good. How far is your home from your school? How far is your work from your school? Yep. How long, Fernando? How long? What question can you ask with how long? How long? How long is the class for? Yeah. How long is your class for? Yeah. Someone can tell you it's for 4 hours. It's for, yeah, 1 hour. Yeah. Another one, how long, Roxana? What other question can we ask with how long? How long? Yeah. How long have you lived in Australia? How long is your hair? How long? How long did you sleep for? Yeah, because it has to be a past question, because how long did you sleep for? Yeah. How long? Yeah. How long did you sleep for? How many hours? We usually say, but yeah. I'll give you a minute. Bruno, how many? How many?
One question.
Yep.
Why can't you get sleep for? Why for?
Because for how many hours? Because when you talk about time, you should be saying for. Like, how many hours do you work? I worked for 6 hours. I worked 6 hours today, or for 6 hours. With the how, it goes with saying for. Only with the question, not so much with the answer. How long did you sleep for? I slept for 6 hours. It's more like with how long did you sleep? It's really how many hours did you sleep? That's why it's a bit, yeah, it's really how many hours did you sleep? Which, how many? We can put it here. How many hours? Yeah. How many hours did you sleep last night? How many hours did you sleep last night? So I'm going to, how long? How long is more like, you know, how long have you been in Australia? So we're talking about time. With how long, we want to know time. The answer could be 6 days, 6 hours, 6 months. How long? Also in like, you know, how long did it take you to get to work? 30 minutes. So the answer could be hours, days. I mean, there's a lot. I can't put them all. It depends what you're asking for. Years. But how many hours did you sleep last night? How many apples did you buy?
How many people are there in your class?
How many people are in your class? Yes. How many people are in your class? Yep. Yep. How many tickets did you buy to the party? So when we say how many, we want a number. I slept for 8 hours. That's a number. There are 20 people in class. That's a number. How many tickets did you buy? 15. So with how many, you want a number. How many kilos of, you know, bananas did you buy? 2. How much? Usually we're thinking money now. How much did that top cost you? How much did that phone cost you? Yeah, how much is this laptop? How much was the ticket to Brazil? How much?
Very expensive.
Or the answer could be with an adverb, very expensive. How much was your laptop? How old? That's an age. How old is your laptop? So it doesn't have to be something that's living. How old is your phone? How old is your father? How Henderson is 50 years old.
How much do you have in the account.
Yeah, in your account. Yeah. So be careful with saying the, because we don't know who you're talking about. So how much do you have in your account? Yeah. In your account. Yeah. So how old is your father? Yeah. So to ask questions with how. Okay. Any, do you want to practice any more? Van, do you have any more? This is an extra.
No, how are you? Just I don't have anymore.
No?
I always ask to ask. Yeah. Like.
How far? Let's make a few more. So we'll do number 10, but we'll do it together as a class. And then tomorrow we'll do 12D. So if I, let's start with Chiago. Tell me about a place, because before you leave, I know you're going to leave soon. Think of a place you like to visit and tell us. And then we're going to ask him questions. Oh, how far is it from the capital? How far, how long can I stay there for? How much money do I need to go there? Or how old is the city? So Chiago is going to tell us about a place, and then we're going to ask him questions with how, whatever. So tell us. A place you like to visit. So it means you haven't been before. What place? See you, Anderson. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, do extra materials. Keep working on them. Good. Yeah, Chiago? What place? France? Yeah. Okay, let's ask him. How far is France from Australia? How many hours by plane? How far is France from Australia? 8 hours? Only? How far? Google quickly. You can Google in Portuguese and tell us in English. So how far is Australia from France? By plane? Bruno, you're going to have your next question about France. So ask him how much, how old, how many, how long, how far, how... Live in France. Sorry, how many people? What is it? You sit?
Yes.
What do you mean, you sit? No, he wants to go to France. So we have to ask him questions about France. So ask him, how many people live in France? Yeah. How many people live in Paris? Yeah. So how many, how far is Australia from France? 20 hours by plane? Yeah. And Bruno has a question.
How many people
Live in France?
France.
Because he wants to go to France. So how many people live in France? So quickly Google. Alexandra, you're going to have the next question for Chiago, about France. It could be how many, how much, how old, how long, how far, about France, because he wants to go to France. So what was your question, Bruno? How many people live in France? Yeah.
How much is the ticket from here to
France.
French?
Good. He will let us know in a second. Good question. 67 million. Wow. Okay. Alexandra has a question for you.
How much is the cost?
How much does a ticket cost from Adelaide?
The ticket from Australia to Paris.
Cost. How much does a ticket cost? Good. How much does a ticket cost? How much does a ticket from Adelaide to Paris cost? Good question. Natalia, you have to have a question ready for Chiago before he leaves. One more and then we can let him go. Will you stay there? Ask him. How many days will you stay there?
Stay,
Will you stay there?
stay
Yeah.
in France?
Yeah. So remember, it's a future question because he says, I want to go to France. He hasn't been. So we want to ask him, oh, well, how long are you going to stay there? How long, how much is the ticket? How many people live in France? How far is it from Australia? Yeah. So how much? Return ticket? That's pretty cheap. 2,000 return ticket. Book me a ticket too.
I would like to go.
Me too. And one last question from Natalia. Yeah.
How long
Will? Yeah.
how long will you be in France?
Yeah. How long are you going to be in France for? Leonard, I miss you. How long will you go to France for? How long will you stay there? How many days? 1 month. Okay, for 1 month. Good. Thank you, Chiago. Okay, let's do one more because we still have some time. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. And then tomorrow we'll do 12D. Let's see. We got 15 minutes. Let's keep doing 12D. So we can see we practiced how when we ask questions. So you got to remember how far is talking about distance, how long, usually hours, years, days, how many, it's a number, how many people, how many, whatever, how much.
How many times do you
Yeah, how many countries have you visited? Have you seen? Yeah, how many countries? That's a good question. How many countries have you visited? Yeah, good question. How many countries have you visited or seen? Have you visited or seen? Good. So let's do that. Let's go to the next page. And do reading. So read about Earth Day. Earth Day.
How many brothers do you have?
Do you have? Good. Yeah, one. Good
One.
question. How many? Yeah, one. Uno. Younger. Younger. Yeah. So how many? Yeah. Good. Do you have? Okay, Earth Day. I'll read it and then you can read after me for pronunciation. So Earth Day. The caption, remember the caption is this part here. It says Friends at Earth Day in Washington, DC. So in the USA. Okay, April the 22nd. So you can repeat after me if you like. So April the 22nd is Earth Day. For one day every year, people in different countries help the earth. For example, they clean parks, pick up rubbish, or plant trees. So I want you to take notice how I stopped at or, because even if I'm reading it fast, I still stop at or in that way. I stretch it out, make it long, not just or plant trees. It's or plant trees. The first Earth Day was on April the 22nd. We usually say the 22nd, even if it's not written. So on April the 22nd. Or April 22. Same thing. If you want to say 22, you can. 1970. In the USA. Over 20 million people. Went to an Earth Day. In their city. There were politicians. Teachers. Artists. And musicians. As one person said, we had fun. But we also wanted to help the earth and the environment. Okay, so what do people do on Earth Day? What do people do on Earth Day? Help the earth. Yeah. By cleaning the earth. Sorry, cleaning the parks, picking up rubbish, or planting trees. Yeah, they help the earth. And when we want to say how, we can say by. So how did you get to class? By car. Yeah, by. So the answer is, what do people do on Earth Day? So if I want to make a full sentence, people help the earth by cleaning parks. So remember, if I'm putting ing, I must put ing to every action. Cleaning the parks, picking up rubbish, or planting trees. So if I want to do that with actions, like if I want to put 3 actions, I must put them in the same tense. So if it's the continuous, cleaning, picking, and planting, you must make sure they're all INGs. All right, when and where was the first Earth Day? On the first Earth Day was on, yeah, April the 22nd, 1970. In the USA. Don't forget these short little words. We must make them sound stronger. In the USA. Not in the USA. So nice and loud so that someone can hear those words. And why did people go to it? To help the earth and the environment, to make a change. Earth Day, to help the planet, to hear some good music and eat some food, and meet people. Yeah, probably the reason. To have a great day because we had fun, but we also wanted, so you could say, you know, to have a good time, but at the same time making a change to the planet. So to have a great time. So I'm going to change the words because when you give an answer, it's best to not copy what it says in the text. So try and put it in a different way. So it said, we had fun. So I'm going to write to have a good time. So why did people go to it? To have a good time while helping the planet. So I'm changing the words. I don't want to, because it kept saying, you know, help the earth, to help while helping the planet. You know, while helping the environment, if you want, because that's the planet, that's the earth. So always try and give your answer in a different way than the text. Don't just copy the answers from here. Try and put it in different words and try and put full sentences to your answer. Not just, you know, what do people do on Earth Day? Clean the earth. People on Earth Day clean the earth, whatever, whatever. Okay, listen to a presentation by a university student and choose the correct ending, A or B, to complete the sentences. Let's listen because we've got some time and then we'll finish with this one. Okay, so let's play it. So it's a presentation. Listen and answer the questions from 1 to 5. Pick which one, A or B.
Track 114, Unit 12D.
Good morning, and thank you for coming. My name's Davi, and I'm from Brazil. Today, I'd like to talk about an important day in my year called Earth Day. First of all, Earth Day began on April 22nd in 1970. Over 20 million people went to Earth Day in different cities across the USA. There were politicians, teachers, artists, and musicians. Since that day in 1970, Earth Day has become famous all over the world. Nowadays, more than 175 countries have an Earth Day. Lots of people do different things. Last year, people in China planted 600,000 new trees. In New Orleans, in the USA, they put 300,000 energy-efficient bulbs into houses. And finally, in my country, lots of people picked up rubbish in the cities and in the countryside. In conclusion, I really think Earth Day is important. Next year, I hope you will do something on Earth Day. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, so Davi, is it Davi? Because I guess
Davy.
Oh, Davy.
Yeah, Davy.
Yeah, Davi. I like Davi, the name. Davi. Davi. Davi is from Brazil. He talks about Earth Day in the, does he talk about it in the past or like now in the present? Past. Because he was saying when it happened.
1990.
I think some answers, according to in 2 sentences, both endings are correct. I would say both present and past because he gave the history. So he talked about it in the past, but then he also gave now.
Yeah.
So present and past. Yeah. If it was only past, it means he's just giving history and past information. But no, he talked about Earth Day now and yeah. People in China planted 600,000
trees.
In Brazil, People picked up rubbish in the
Cities and countryside.
cities and countrysides. And, yeah,
And.
both.
Yeah,
Davy or Davi thinks Earth Day is
important.
important. Yeah.
The answer for question is big or
For which one? For number 4, 2, A and B, both. And also for number 2, A and B. Because it says in 2 sentences, both answers are correct. Both endings are correct. Okay, because some people have left, let's continue tomorrow because I don't want them to miss out on this part. We're going to be talking about presentation. How do we present? So I know you've already practiced. You've seen today we did a presentation about unexplored places on the earth. So remember, unexplored means not many people have been there. It's still a new, place that hasn't been too much, destroyed by humans by building houses and whatever. And then tomorrow we'll keep continuing and then do some writing and also do our role plays. So Alexandra and Mariana will get to see our role plays that we do, which are fun. You get to go in groups and you get to create a story and show it to the class. Get to, do a role play. So, Camilla and Van. Van, will you be in class tomorrow or?
Yes, tomorrow I will be in class.
Good.
The class, yeah.
I sent you the extra materials for unit 10, 11, and 12. Don't forget this week, the test is on unit 10, 11, and 12. It's a summative 3 units. So make sure you look at unit, I know you weren't here for it, but unit 10, 11, and 12. Yeah, usually every week the test is on just 1 unit, but every 3rd week it's on 3 units. So this week you came when it's 10, 11, and 12. So just look back. Look at my Padlet. I've got lots of notes on my Padlet. Okay. I know you haven't done your introduction. And don't worry, because also Mariana and Alexandra need to do their introduction on their Padlet. Don't forget, come in and introduce yourself. Yeah. Okay, Camilla, see you tomorrow in class as well.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, I'll see you then. Have a good night.
Have a good night, teacher.
Thank you. You too. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thanks. Bye, guys. God bless you, Mauricio. Bye. Yes, not tomorrow. Okay, no worries. Enjoy your work tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Natalia.